Andrew Mellon was an extraordinary judge of entrepreneurial talent, and founded companies such as ALCOA, Carbondale Coppers, and Gulf Oil. Using the family business and bank T. Mellon and Sons, he acquired extensive holdings in these companies, and this meant that by 1914 he was the richest citizen in the United States.
Andrew Mellon, despite being one of the richest men in the United States, was not very famous until 1921 when Warren Harding turned him into a national figure and became the Secretary of the United States Treasury. During his office, Mellon cut taxes, enforced prohibition, and was hailed one of the greatest Treasury secretaries. He resigned after the Great Crash of 1929 and after losing the confidence of President Hoover. After he resigned, Andrew Mellon did other things. During the rest of his life, Mellon gave away nearly $10 million. The majority of it went to education and charity. One of his most notable gifts was the money to establish the National Art Gallery in Washington, D.C. He also served as a United States ambassador in Britain for a short time. Aldous Huxley chose Andrew Mellon to allude to because of the things his life was associated with. After researching Mellon, the most important aspect to remember was the relation to wealth and money. Huxley's illusion of money in the novel can relate to this society. This allusion to Andrew Mellon allows the reader to immediately think of wealth and money. By already having the idea of wealth and money in the reader's head, before even getting through the whole book, it creates more importance and relevance to it in Brave New World. Miguel Primo de Rivera was born January 8, 1870 in Cadiz, Spain. He passed away on March 16, 1930 in Paris, France. He was a dictator in Spain for 7 years from September 1923 to January 1930. In 1915 he was named military governor of Cadiz, and in 1919 he was named captain general in Valencia. He served as an officer in Morocco, Cuba, and the Philippines. Miguel's father was a general in the Philippines at the time of Spanish possession, which explains his interest in the military. He witnessed how Spain was slowly declining, the defeat of the Spanish army in Morocco, and the Battle of Annual, and the suspicious corruption of the king. This is when he used his knowledge of the military to investigate. He's mostly known for his aid in the termination of the Moroccan War in 1927. He made a motto when he's made general at one time: country, religion, monarchy. Miguel was brought to power by the coup d'état, a sudden or violent illegal takeover from the government, on September 1923. Miguel also eliminated the Cortes, the parliament, and put the country under martial law. This man-made motto, country, religion, monarchy, to make the politicians seem weak and for Miguel to look patriotic. The result was that Miguel was made president and later became a dictator. He got the trust of the people to get the result he desired. An example of this can be shown in the book 1984, when the dictator gets a trust from the people with a motto to seem like he was an honest and innocent man. Varying levels of human control are decided by the dictator. Brave New World establishes human control. This human-made authority shows a breakdown of free will. People are mechanically engineering people, creating identical twins, furthers the breakdown of identity by ridding the society of unique characteristics. Thus, identity, an aspect of the motto, is discredited. For what we have read so far, the scientist caregivers try to manipulate the children at a young age to feel frightened or cautious of something. Being a dictator and being able to tell people what to do, especially at a young age, can corrupt them. This is why his son later on continued his thought process of a country with a dictator. Connecting back to Brave New World, Miguel has shown us that there is foreshadowing as to in order to gain one's trust, there must be elements to twist their way inside the mind. The way of the society in Brave New World is only making the first few steps. Sooner or later, the people will start to notice the chaos and rebellion on will begin. Miguel is only one of the few representations that will spark a wildfire. Rudolf Diesel was the son of two German parents. He grew up in Paris and eventually England in 1870. They moved to England after the start of the Franco-German War. Diesel went to school at Technical High School in Munich in Augsburg. He set many records in engineering at his high school. He was a protege of Carl von Linde, a refrigeration engineer. In 1880, Diesel joined Carl von Linde at his firm in Paris. He was devoted to developing an internal combustion engine. He also experimented with expansion engines using ammonia. It wasn't until 1892 when Diesel thought of the idea of the diesel engine. He patented and published a description of his engine under the book title Theory and Construction of a Rational Heat Motor. Rudolf Diesel was able to produce a series of successful models. A 25 horsepower, 4-stroke, single-cylinder compression engine was demonstrated in 1897. The design was an immediate success with the design's simplicity and efficiency. It made Diesel a very wealthy man off of royalty fees. Rudolf Diesel's engine was used in automobiles, marine engines, trains, electric power generations, factories, farming machines, mining, and oil drilling machines. His inventions are still widely used today. On September 29, 1913, Diesel mysteriously disappeared from a steamer crossing the English Channel on his way to a Consolidated Diesel manufacturing meeting. The thoughts around his death is that he either committed suicide or that he was murdered because of the military interest in his inventions. Aldous Huxley's allusion to Rudolf Diesel connects to the importance of technology in the Brave New World society, especially in Brave New World's technique of making babies through engineering, and their method of training the babies through shocks and alarms, only possible through technology. Rudolf Diesel being fairly well known when Brave New World was first published in 1932, allowed the readers to understand how much industrialization and growing technology, as well as new invention, relates to Brave New World before even finishing the book.